Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're completely cracking the code on Chase Ultimate Rewards. These are widely considered some of the absolute most valuable travel points you can get your hands on, but honestly, they can be a total minefield to navigate. So, we're going to look at the math together and figure out exactly how to maximize every single mile. If you want to finally master your points, definitely hit the like button, share this explainer with your favorite travel buddy, and subscribe for more strategies.
Look, here's the brutal truth. There's just an overwhelming number of ways to redeem your points. Some of them are absolute game changers, like scoring international first-class flights or saving thousands on luxury hotels. But on the flip side, some options are, well, just plainly a terrible use of your hard-earned rewards. If we aren't careful, we could literally be leaving thousands of dollars in hidden value on the table, and we might not even realize it.
So, we're going to climb the ladder of value today to see exactly how this works. We'll start with the golden rule of points, then look at cash and statement credits, explore upgrading through Chase Travel, and finally, dive into the transfer partner goldmine.
All right, kicking things off with step 1, the golden rule of points. Before we even think about where to spend, we absolutely need a reliable measuring stick to evaluate every option we see. That measuring stick is called cents per point, or CPP. The biggest takeaway here? 1 cent per point is your absolute floor. It is the bare minimum baseline you should ever accept for a redemption. Honestly, if a deal gives you less than a penny a point, just walk away. It's a loss. And this right here perfectly illustrates why you should never, and I mean never, give in to the temptation of paying with points at the Amazon checkout. Sure, it's super convenient to buy, paper towels with your rewards, but the math is brutal. It yields a terrible 0.8 cents per point. That's just 0.8 of a cent. It completely misses our 1 cent floor, so seriously, just skip it. You're going to see a similar trap if you poke around the Ultimate Rewards portal under Shopping and Experiences. There's a whole mall in there. You can get gift cards for Starbucks or Home Depot. You can use the Shop Apple feature to grab a new iPhone or even snag concert tickets. But while that stuff is definitely fun, it generally traps you right at that basic 1 cent floor. Every now and then, a rare promo might bump up a gift card's value slightly, but as a rule, you're trading 1 point for 1 penny. We can definitely do better than that. Let's step up the ladder to section 2, cash and statement credits. So Chase actually lets you convert points straight into cash. You just hit cash back in the portal, and you can get it as a statement credit on your card or literally just direct deposit it into your checking account. The rate here, exactly the standard 1 cent per point, meaning 50,000 points gets you $500. Now, don't get me wrong, this is totally decent if you're sitting on a mountain of points and you just desperately need the cash for everyday life. But if we're trying to maximize our return, standard cashback is just the starting line. Things actually start getting a bit more interesting with a feature called Pay Yourself Back. This basically lets you use points to wipe away recent eligible purchases from your credit card statement. The standard rate is still 1 cent per point, but if you use it during limited time promos, you can actually boost those redemptions to 1.25 or even 1.5 cents per point, depending on the card you have. The categories rotate. Sometimes it's groceries, dining, gas, or even charitable donations. If you catch one of those 1.5 cent promos, that's actually a really solid way to cover stuff you were going to buy anyway. But let's keep moving up. Section 3, upgrading through Chase Travel. Because 9 times out of 10, travel is where you get the real magic. The Chase Travel portal operates a lot like Expedia. You just search for your flights, hotels, or rental cars, and there are no blackout dates to worry about. But check out this points boost feature. If you're a Sapphire or Ink card holder, Chase actually gives you discounted redemption rates on thousands of select flights and hotels. Depending on your specific card, you can get up to 1.75 or even 2 cents per point on these bookings. It's super cool because the value actually scales up based on the class of service, meaning booking a business class ticket pushes you much closer to that maximum multiplier. You do have to stay on your toes, though, because the portal has its limits. If a flight doesn't qualify for that points boost pricing, you fall right back down to 1 cent per point. And sometimes, the options inside the portal are just way more expensive than standard retail. Take a look at this. A flight from Chicago to Warsaw priced out at just over $4,000 on Google Flights. But when you pull it up in the Chase Travel portal, it demands well over 400,000 points. I mean, that is just a massive drain on your account. Which brings us to the absolute peak of the mountain, Section 4, the transfer partner goldmine. Guys, this is where the mind-blowing value hides. We're talking about transferring your points directly to partner airlines and hotels at a strict 1-to-1 ratio. I know, it sounds super complicated and intimidating, but look at these 3 steps. It's actually ridiculously easy. You just link your frequent flyer or hotel account to Chase,
shoot the points over in increments of 1,000, and then book directly on the partner's website. And the best part? The transfers are usually instant. So remember that insanely overpriced flight to Warsaw we just looked at? Let's try applying this new strategy. Instead of booking through the portal, if you transfer those Chase points over to the Air Canada Aeroplan program, you can book the exact same flight for only 70,000 points, plus about $57 in taxes. Think about that. You go from needing a staggering 400,000 points down to just 70,000. That gives you a massive redemption value of 5.7 cents per point. When you start looking at the other transfer partners, it really proves how much outsized value you can extract. For example, you can move points to Emirates to book a first-class suite from Milan to New York, pulling around 5 cents per point on a ticket that usually costs north of $6,000. Or transfer to Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer program to fly business class for almost 6 cents per point. And then there's World of Hyatt. You can book phenomenal high-end luxury resorts or even score great low-end properties for as little as 3,500 points a night. The value is just absolutely staggering compared to that original 1 cent floor. But if you want to see the ultimate sweet spot, you've got to check out Virgin Atlantic. They have this fixed award chart partnership with the Japanese airline ANA. Because of that, a $15,000 ANA first-class seat to Japan, which, let's be real, is the price of a decent used car, can be booked for just 85,000 miles. When you crunch the numbers on that, you are extracting an astonishing 17.29 cents per point. That is literally over 17 times the value of standard cashback. Just incredible. So ultimately, doing this math reveals a pretty profound truth about travel rewards. Just getting a free trip isn't really enough, is it? I mean, if we blow 400,000 points on a flight we could have booked for 70,000, we're literally throwing away future family vacations. True success here is stretching that hidden value to unlock unbelievable experiences that might otherwise be completely out of reach.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. How are you going to spend your next big points bonus? Are you going to settle for a few free coffees on Amazon? Or are you going to leverage transfer partners and fly international first class? If you're ready to stop wasting your points, please like this explainer, hit subscribe for more deep dives, and definitely check out the Redemption Road Course waitlist linked in the description to really master this whole process. Happy travels, and we'll see you next time.